Hi friends, welcome back to the garden and welcome to my Saturday walk and talk. I'm recording this on Friday morning. It is a nice quiet morning, which we need. Oh my goodness. It has been an absolutely crazy past 2 weeks. And I just thought I'd take a minute to sit here with you and just give you a little update. I want to do a little housekeeping as we also stroll the garden. So this past week, we had, right at July 4th, we had a huge storm come through our area. And we actually had a microburst that came through my little town and did tons of tree damage. Huge old trees just toppling. The wind was like a tornado. It was 80 miles an hour. It even smashed some of the cornfields. I mean, it was just wild, and it was kind of low, and it just hit trees in a strange way. So we did have some damage. You'll see that in some videos next week where I'm doing some cleanup. But, you know, everybody's in recovery mode. They've been cutting trees down, trimming trees, cutting up trees. My neighbor had about 12 trees they had to have removed. They have a grove of kind of older trees. It was pretty thick, and so there was lots of damage. And the wind came from that direction. So it's just been a week of having to be resilient. You know, I think that's what gardening really teaches us. Some days you just say, I'm just going to give up. You know, we had a late freeze this year that damaged plants. We've had this heat wave. We've had storms. It's been a lot. I've had just unheard of bug pressure this year. You saw last week my roses. They are looking better. So I'm really excited that I think the treatment is working. But just tons of bug pressure. And it's just been an odd season. And you know, that's what's going to happen. A lot of times you look at gardening on Instagram or gardening on YouTube and everything is just all roses and beautiful. But we know, us gardeners know, it's a lot of work, and not every space is always looking beautiful, and not all plants are always thriving. So I hope on my channel I try to be real with you. I try to show you the good and the bad, and that's just the reality. It's the reality of life, and it's the reality of a garden. So yes, this week it got me in my tracks. I felt like I'd been punched and punched and punched, but I decided to do a garden refresh and just take each space and just work on it, make it feel better, and move on to the next one. So next week, I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be doing a 3+ day garden refresh, and we're just going to go space by space. And it really made me feel better, and I was able to check off a lot on my to-do list. So stay tuned for that. All right, just a little bit of housekeeping. First, this is totally random, but about 3 months ago, a company called Ana Luisa reached out to me, and I did a sponsored post on these earrings and their jewelry. And I know, gardening earrings, you're like, Lori, stop. Well, just hang on for 1 second with me. They asked me to try these because they wanted someone out in nature, out working in a garden, to try out their products. And I said, sure. I loved these blue and white marbled earrings. So I've been wearing them. And if you watch my videos, many of you have sent me messages asking about them. I wear them almost every day. I love them. And I have other earrings of theirs that I love as well. But these are probably my favorite. These are like a marbled. I just wanted to give you a quick update that after about 3 months, I'm still wearing them. They are lightweight, no tarnish, no nothing. I usually garden in them. I'll come in and maybe take a shower. Sometimes I take them out, sometimes I don't. They're just great. And I have sensitive ears, and I'm able to wear these no problem every day. I don't sleep in them, of course, but they're lightweight, and I just think their products are kind of small and just really nice. So in case you're looking for a gift or something for yourself, but I also just wanted to give you an update because I only do sponsored posts with brands that I love. And while it's not really garden related, if you enjoy wearing your jewelry and you want to have it on, maybe even out in the garden, I just wanted to give you my recommendation. Okay, next up is my open garden day. So it's supposed to be tomorrow on Sunday, and I had to postpone it due to the storms that we had this week. So I've sent out notifications, but I moved it to August, and it's about a month away. And so if you're going to be in the area, if you are within an hour, you know, of me, it's a nice drive. I am about an hour from DC, an hour from Baltimore, an hour from kind of Northern Virginia. So pretty convenient, a couple hours from Pennsylvania area. So if you'd love to come and spend the day, it's just a few hours in my garden, but there's so many other things to do in my area. A registration is required, and there's a link in the description. So I did have to postpone it, but I'm still going to have it. I'm determined, and we're going to recover from these storms that we've had. So let's get started. I want to show you a few projects that I did have some help on this week. I had already scheduled it, and I went ahead and had the gentleman come help me. They're not specifically garden beds, but they're areas of our home that I think are just going to make things look better. And you may have seen some of these spaces in videos. So I wanted to show you that work and just give you some updates on some of the plants that I've been working on and trying to get into recovery mode. So let's just take a little stroll, and I'll also just show you some images of the garden this week. So the shade garden is loving the rain and is doing great, but we did have some damage from the heat. Look at these hostas. I mean, we also had hail. So I don't know if it was a combination. It looks like they've got a little kind of where the leaves are molding, and definitely hail and heat damage. So I had this space all beautiful, but I'm going to come back and do some cleanup. And then I've got a blackberry vine in the planter. So that just decided to spring up. So we're going to trim that out. But I just wanted to show you the reality, because you may have things like this too. The great thing is with the hostas, you can just cut away those leaves. They may even push some new growth. You can also see my Annabelle. She got flopped a little. I'm going to see if I can tie her up. And I've still got some limbs that I was kind of saving that fell down, but we'll get those. But otherwise, you know, everything is hanging in there. I am getting some burning on the maple, but I think it's just because it's a baby tree, and, you know, we've just had such weird weather. I don't think it's a fungus or anything, but I'm going to monitor that. Now, this hydrangea, man, oh man. She is definitely huge, and this was supposed to be a little limelight, but I'm just not sure. And I think, though, this fall I'm going to move her to the top of Hydrangea Hill, kind of where that chair is, so that she can just grow and spread out. So this is the third year she's been in the garden, and she definitely decided to leap, and she's either a little limelight or a bobo. Maybe some of you that are hydrangea experts can tell me. Once her blooms open, I'll know a little bit more, but she's in that panicle family. So love that she's so huge, but I think I want to do something different here and put her up on Hydrangea Hill. So just wanted to give you that update, because she definitely has grown this year and is happy and thriving. So the hydrangeas are starting to pop, and I will do a hydrangea tour probably in a couple weeks, maybe on a Saturday. I'll just cover the hydrangeas. So what's interesting is my neighbors there was a huge pine here. I'll try to find a clip of it that you would always see in my videos. And they had to cut that down, and they had to thin out some trees in the back. So this garden bed now is getting even more sunshine, which I think will be great. So even as the magnolia tree grows, this area will still get plenty of sun, because the sun sets over there and it just kind of just makes this garden glow. So, turning a lemon into a lemonade that they had to take it out, but they're excited to have a sun garden, and they're going to get those stumps ground and just kind of start building out that space. So that'll be fun. But an update on the roses, I'm going to check them this morning, but so far they're doing okay. I think we have had some other bug eating them, but the white flies and those bugs, I think, are moving out of here. I still need to come in and clean up this yuck down here but the bumblebees they just love this area. So I'm just giving it a little bit of time, but we'll definitely get that cleaned up. But it's starting to look better, and still got a few damaged leaves, but I think it's going to rebound. I did give it some fertilizer one evening before the rain so that it would just really get into the soil. And by the end of next week, I'll give it another treatment with the arbor and see if we can keep it happy. A couple new things blooming. I have this pink phlox, and I think this is the Illumination by Proven Winners. It's little this year, but really, really doing well. There's the bumbles. They love guara. If you don't go grow guara, I love it, but the bumbles just eat it up. They really enjoy it. And I wanted to show you this cleome. So I grew cleome from seed, and I know it can self-seed and all of that. I'm going to probably cut the blooms before they can self-seed, but I was so excited that I grew it successfully. I got 2 plants. I think I had 4 seeds, and out of that 2 really made it, and they're actually blooming. It is just the most beautiful flower. I just love it. So I think I've got a little bug on there. I'm not sure if you can see him, but really beautiful. So I wanted to give you that update. So this little corner is starting to come to life, and these are some really gorgeous gladiolus that I had added to the garden about 2 years ago. And this one comes back reliably. It's like an antique pink purple, and so beautiful. I didn't add new glads to the garden this year, and I think I'm going to do that next year. I really enjoy these that are that soft colors, not the kind of traditional, and they just add some vertical summer interest and are so beautiful. Not sure if this side is opened up yet, but look at those colors. Really pretty. I need to move this one to a different spot in the garden. I think in more sun it would do even better. And then I'm not sure the name of this sedum. If you know, let me know. But it's growing up nice and tall and really filling in this gap between, this is a bobo hydrangea. And the bobo, I have to tell you, if you have one, and maybe you've only had it for a couple years, give it 3 to 4 years. Mine was really squatty. It would flop, and then out of the blue, really in its 5th year, it decided to grow nice and tall. It is a good complement to the limelight that's behind it. It does get really soft, dainty blooms. I'm not sure that everyone loves it. They're not as big or as bold as other hydrangeas. But in this space, I'm really enjoying it. And now that it's acting right and growing tall, I really like it. So it's just now getting to bloom. My limelight is finally, it's got buds. Everything, all the hydrangeas are almost a month behind this year, but it's getting there. And then even though it's all floppy, I wanted to show you, this is a native traditional phlox. And the story behind this is so special. When we bought our property, there was just nothing. It was in the winter. And in early spring, we were getting ready to start our landscaping, and this plant was coming up out of the ground in this spot. And I looked at it. I asked my mom if she thought it was a weed. We looked it up, and it said it was phlox. And she said, well, why don't you dig it up and keep it? So I did. And then I planted it back in the spot, and it is a traditional kind of native phlox. It probably would do better, of course, in full sun, and I could consider moving it. But it is so beautiful. It does flop, though, pretty bad. I need to figure out a better cage system to keep it up. So if you know of any tall, I don't want a tomato cage, but I need something like that to keep these up. I wish I was a welder or knew someone that could custom make things for different plants. But of course, the rain this week just kind of beat it up. But I wanted you to see it before it faded away. And up here in the crabapple garden, the little quickfire hydrangea, which is my absolute favorite, is blooming just beautifully. Just the most gorgeous hydrangea. So I will be sharing this with you throughout the seasons because the panicles start out this gorgeous creamy color. I think that's a Japanese beetle. And then they turn to kind of a beautiful bronze. So, so pretty. And as we wrap today, I thought I'd give you an update on the containers. So we cut these back, I guess about 3 weeks ago, and man, look what happens when you cut them back. I mean, it's like one mass of containers. So doing really, really incredible. This container, I'm really pleased. It's loved all the rain. The plants are growing. The coleus are growing. Gosh, you can't even see this cerveza lime, but it's in there. And the Prince Tuts that we added are starting to pop up. Maybe they'll get a little taller. This container has these little white dahlias in it. They're getting ready to start to bloom, but I just don't know if they're going to get tall this year. We'll just have to see. So I did add this kind of tutor in the center just for a little height. My containers, I'm enjoying the colors that we did. I really wanted a little bit more purple and maybe some softer plants, green plants in them. So I will try this combination again, but a little different. But the main issue I've had is the center plant. This is a Kimberly Queen Fern, and you can see how happy it is. And this cerveza lime, I adore. It is an incredible filler, almost spills over, just almost like a succulent. Absolutely add that to your list for next year, and it smells delicious. I added a Kimberly Queen here, and it's starting to get some new growth, but man, it got burned. It has not done great. And it actually is the second thing I put in the center of this container. So my height in these containers has been kind of a flop this year. Of course, it's not over yet, but it all looks a little squatty. So the containers look beautiful, but just not the height that I was going for. So that's okay. But they're surviving. They're doing great. They loved their cutback. I need to kind of space them out a little bit more. The Swedish ivy is just trailing everywhere. Yeah, so I'll continue to trim. I like them to stay a little tidy, but just love how they've really filled in nicely after their haircut. Okay, and then this container is absolutely my favorite. I love it. It's my kind of jam. I love the dark purple trailing over the green and the white. Now, my center, this elephant ear type plant, it's got new growth, and I'm hoping now that it's been really hot that it's going to take off. So we might get a tall, kind of centerpiece with this container, which would help, and it definitely would be more of what I was in line with. But it's looking great. All right, friends. Well, thanks for joining me for this Saturday, and thanks for just joining me to support my videos, support the channel, and all your incredible comments. If you are new here, I hope you'll click subscribe, and if you've been watching my videos, please take a minute to click subscribe. It definitely helps me out as I continue to grow my channel. And if you're feeling discouraged with weather, other impacts, having time to get out in the garden, just take a breath like me and just focus on one thing. Even if you spend 1 hour in your garden, I think you'll feel so much better. And I just hope that things are going great where you are. And let me know in the comments how your garden is doing. What's beautiful and what's struggling. I'd love to hear from you. All right, friends, I'll see you next week. And I hope you'll join me for my garden refresh next week. It's been really fun. And yeah, a lot of work. I'm a little bit sore, but I can't wait to share it with you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, friends.